Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and today on Partner Talks, I have Ben Brousseau from Verosoft. Ben, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Rick, for having me. So I'm Ben. I've been working with Verosoft for just short of 8 years now. I'm a pre-sales consultant. I used to lead our implementation team. I've implemented, dozens, if not hundred, of maintenance application, Business Central, going all the way back to Navision 2017.
Okay, so you've got lots of experience in our space. Tell us a little bit about Verosoft and what software do you guys produce?
Yeah, so the story of Verosoft was a long journey, but to put it short, essentially we are an ISV provider. Okay, we have 3 products that we publish. Our flagship would be the Asset Guardian. It's been on the map for about 15 years now. It's deployed globally all around the world, and it's very good for asset-intensive business. The other 2 would be DocStash and Wormhole. Well, DocStash would be just a document management extension, and the other one, Wormhole, would be a master data synchronization module, useful for companies with many entities, many legal companies in Business Central. Just keeps their data organized and tidy across all of those environments.
Okay, great. And we were both at Directions EMEA in Poznań, Poland last week. What did you think of the show?
I think it was great. Well, first of all, the city was great. What I thought about the show, I think a lot of new announcements from Microsoft that's really going to propel the community towards AI, Agentic AI. I think I counted about 25 speaker sessions regarding Agentic AI. I had one myself, so it was a little difficult to stand out from the group. But overall, I think it's clear the direction that the community is moving forward to. And, comparing this from my first EMEA experience, which was about 5 years ago, where we were still, BC was new at this point. I think we've gotten so far as a community.
I think Microsoft announcing that, they've reached the 50,000 installation base for Business Central is a big deal. And it's only growing, and the excitement at the conference was, I think, outstanding. So let's talk a little bit more about your presentation. What did you present?
So we've presented essentially our mobile interface, Tag Mobi, and how we can build AI agents into it. And something that really stands out is, rather than only having one LLM model that we can use, like Copilot, we can browse through 300 different models. And what we've experienced is some AI models are better at executing certain tasks. So a good example would be ChatGPT is really good when it comes to co-authoring or writing, whether it's master data, emails, right? And some other LLM are pretty good at just feeding data within Business Central or extracting data. So some are better, doing some natural language, others are better at interpreting code. So really having this whole suite of 300 LLMs that you can use for, and have them specialize into different workflows, really elevates the user experience. And that's really what users need, Rick, is they need to have trust in AI. I was having dinner with my parents yesterday trying to install ChatGPT on their phone, and they need to see the value. It needs to be specialized for what their workflow is, whether it's just what's the weather, or build me a whole preventive maintenance strategy in one of our products. So in a nutshell, that's been Agentic AI 101 was my presentation.
And let's talk a little bit about a use case for Mobi. Give me an example of how you're setting up an agent for someone.
Yeah, so the use case I had during the presentation is one I like a lot. Is a big thing in asset management is doing preventive maintenance. Think of just changing the oil in your car. Okay, so that's in a small scale, but for asset-intensive business, it could be very significant maintenance strategies that needs to be elaborated. And for a maintenance planner, it means reading 300 pages maintenance manual. A skilled maintenance planner could do that in a day or two, with our AI agent, we shrink this down to just under 60 seconds. Okay? Of course, there's some review and inputs that the maintenance planner needs to do, but it's all the heavy lifting of reading all of the details is being essentially automated through those AI agents.
And I think those are the types of productivity gain, like you said. Somebody's going to look at this and say, hey, AI is making my job easier. How else can we use it?
Yep, absolutely. And I think this is where, especially for professionals that are going to be early in the game, I think there's a lot of opportunity to differentiate your offering, but also, be unique and really get this stepping stone into AI and have the customer references. And if you're not doing agentic AI right now, you're essentially late.
Okay. All right, Ben, I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you coming on Partner Talks to talk about what's going on at Verosoft, especially around the AI, and I'm sure we're going to have you back at some time to give us an update.